Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Yeah.
BBN Jack Frost, what's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Why did I put a black hat on? I'm pretty sure, like, if they take this videos and you take it, and you be like, we're gonna send it to the past, and they figure out how to do any of these things. People gonna think that guy, he has no top of the head. Witchcraft. I'm gonna change my hat real quick, send y'all to a commercial, and we'll be right back. Okay, that's a little bit better. A little bit better over here, all of the things. With that being said, today we have a really interesting conversation that I want to have with you guys. I'm going to remind you of a couple of things that have already happened. And it was something very interesting that the Trump campaign had said that they had previously what they was doing. I believe Carolyn Levitt said it. I think that's her name. Something very interesting. I'm going to remind you of that also as we have this discussion that we're going to have this morning. Please, everybody, comment. I want to know what you guys think about this, especially if you're a New Yorker, because this is one of the things that I told y'all was going to happen between 6 to 8 months after Trump won the election, because I was like, he's going to win. How is he going to lose? There's not enough blind people out there voting. So one of the things that I told you was going to happen that was between 6 to 8 months, there was going to be so much good things that the Trump administration was going to do that it was going to be irreversible for the Democratic Party, basically. So many people are going to now side with the new direction that the country is going in, because everything that is happening is actually benefiting the people. It's not just, and this is something that I've been tired of like forever, and it's whenever they trying to placate us, they give us like a holiday or something, or name a street after somebody. Thanks, I appreciate it, but there's things that I would prefer to happen, like for them to be bills introduced and passed that helps our community. More importantly, some of the things that Trump and them are talking about doing now, which will be the government actually taking some of the money that was misspent on waste, and then now funneling that money back into the economy by giving it to the American people. You have to understand what they're actually doing here. And I don't think people really get it, because individuals are too busy being angry. So with that being said, we're going to have a discussion today about congestion pricing. And I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I don't want anybody to get on the wrong foot. Trump is a New Yorker. If you thought that he was going to allow for there to be congestion pricing in New York City, then you don't understand how a businessman mind works. Do you know how many businesses was going to go down? All small businesses was about to go out of business. Do you understand this? Do you really realize what they're trying to do? Okay, so let me just remind you of something real quick. Remember the casino that was supposed to be going to 42nd Street? Do you get it now? So Trump, I believe Caroline Levitt said it. They said what they're doing is this. You know, they're doing their agenda, the Trump administration. But in conjunction with doing what their administration already planned on doing, they're also looking for different ways in order to better the American people's lives. So they're literally on purpose involving themselves in situations that the American people don't want and are against, that the Democrats want to do, forcing the Democrats to now be the bad guys. This is good coffee. It's wild because there's this content creator named Jack Frost, and he was basically telling y'all all of these things was gonna happen for months, apparently. So how did he know? Is he that smart? Or is it something else? Because this is a lot of things to be right about. I'm just saying. A lot. Shout out to the Most High, glory be to God, Jesus is King. So with that being said, good moment to you, my brother. All of the moments. So with that being said, I'm gonna look at this I'm gonna look at this poll real quick. We had 7 votes so far. The poll is the question, are the Democrats out of touch with the American people? And so far we have 71% of the 7 votes went for yes, 14% went for no, and 14% went for just want to see the results. So I want to be clear about something, and let me explain the congestion pricing to y'all. I actually I had a conversation with somebody with the MTA about congestion pricing. So I'm going to put you on to a little bit of data that people might not know. I talk to everybody, man. I am a terribly likable person when I choose to be. It's kind of terrifying, to be honest with you. Scary to me, too. So I had a conversation with an MTA worker. So let me explain why congestion pricing is actually existing real quick. So the MTA is basically saying that they're hemorrhaging money. They're saying that they're hemorrhaging money because nobody's paying the fares. Nobody's paying the fares because they keep raising the fares. And this for the people that don't live in New York, for you to understand what the problem is. Right now the fare is like $275 for one trip. That means that if you go to and from a place and you don't have one of those passes that allow for the weekly or the monthly access or something along those lines, then you're going to pay more than $5 to go to and from someplace on public transportation. I think that's high. That's just my opinion. In any regard, since they're hemorrhaging money, they need to figure out how to make more money. So one of the things that the MTA actually controls in New York City, for the people that don't know, is the bridges and the tolls. So they control the bridges and the tolls. So that means that the Lincoln Tunnel, the George Washington Bridge, that's MTA. So what happened is now they can't push the fares up right now like they would like to. For everybody that don't know, there happens to be a fare increase that's allegedly supposed to be coming soon for the public transportation. So since they fucked up, they're trying to pass the cost on to the American people, the people of New York. So this is why they have congestion pricing, because they're trying to convince the MTA to not raise the fare on the subway. That's why they're fighting so hard. For the people that don't know. Damn, I always have some kind of information. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. I just be at the right place at the right time. By accident. Apparently. So I say all that to say this. Kathy Hochul wants to tax people for coming into a certain area of Manhattan. How do they do that? Congestion pricing. Now, for the people that don't understand what the big issue is, because individuals are going to say, well, then you don't got to go down there. Screw them. There's people that work down there. There's people who have not the most luxurious jobs in the world, just regular jobs. They work down there. There's people who own businesses that they're just surviving. Small spots. That now, do you know how much more they're going to have to pay for the goods that's going to be delivered to them because now congestion pricing, everything goes up. Those businesses are going to have to move. Guess who's going to buy those businesses? People that can afford the rates. So pay attention to what's really happening and what the Democrats are really doing. See, I don't think people pay attention. I think people are so busy trying to get into random fights with strangers for no fucking reason. I think people are so busy walking around hating on each other for no reason. I think people are so busy saying, believe everything that I'm saying and do what I want you to do instead of thinking for themselves. Shout out to PS59. I give them a shout out so often. And one of the main reasons is because that school taught us how to think. Schools don't teach kids how to think no more. I really want them to get rid of the board of ed like they plan on it and get rid of them standardized tests. Them shits is the worst. Go back to the way that the kids was taught, that they were still teaching back in the 80s, even after the standardized test got here, because some of them teachers was like, we're not going there. We're still doing it the way that we do it. Teachers could be a stubborn lie. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. As all of us, right? In any regard. So Donald Trump has put the kibosh on congestion pricing. He said, nope, this is not something that's going to happen. You want to know the real reason why I believe he's doing that? And then we'll talk about the political reason. If there was people in the comment, I'll ask you which one would you want first. We only got Neon up in here. Shout out to Neon Dion. I'll give you the political reason first. Why not? He just saved quite possibly tens of thousands, quite possibly hundreds of thousands of jobs. How do you think Uber was going to operate? Taxis and whatnot. Delivery services. Moving trucks. The people that bring the food to the supermarkets or to the restaurant. How do you think they were supposed to operate? The Democrats say that they're for the middle class. Then why everything that they do hurt the middle class? Every time I'm up here and I'm talking about these things, I get it. People get the impression like I'm defending Trump, and I'm not. I'm saying those guys over there are not doing something, are doing something that is not good. They're not doing their job. I'm against that. The fact that the thing that they're trying to do runs contrary to what Trump is trying to do, I have no control over that. If it was a different person, then I would be speaking about how they how they are going against something that I'm going against. It just so happens to be Trump. And he doesn't have to try hard. All he has to do is wait for them to open their damn mouths. They're always trying to do stuff that don't help us. And I've been telling y'all this for years. So this isn't me siding with Trump. This isn't me being MAGA. This is literally me saying the same exact damn thing that I've been saying for the last 7-8 years. The same thing I was saying before Trump got into office. The same thing I was saying before Trump even decided to run. In order for our communities to do better, we have to figure out something else other than the Democrats. Or they got to get rid of their leadership and bring in new people. But it has to be new people. Because it seems like everybody's corrupt. I can't understand why we wouldn't want to audit the government. I think the government in every agency should be audited every year, maybe more than once, and just so we could be clear, it should be public knowledge. They work for us. Imagine you going to whatever job it is that you have, and your boss saying, you know what? I want to report on how good that particular worker is. And then everybody's like, nah! That's racist! Why are you trying to find out how good that person does their job? Even though they work for you. How is that your business? How is it your business to know whether that employee is stealing or not? That ain't your business. Yeah, they work for you. Imagine somebody telling your boss that. You just standing there, listening, because that person is stealing. You know it. Everybody know it. Now the boss goes to confront them over it and somebody else is in an uproar, calling them racist. That's literally what is happening right now. We're going to audit the government, which we should. This is the part that I don't think the American people that are against these audits understand. There's supposed to be an audit every year for everything. They just weren't doing it. So he's not even asking for something to be done that isn't supposed to be done. He's saying, you guys is not doing it. So I'm going to take this agency that already exists, rename it, because that's what he did. He didn't make an agency, just for everybody that don't know what happened. He took a pre-existing agency the president cannot create an agency at this point in American history the way our government is run. But what he can do is he can rename an agency and turn it into something else. So he wants to get rid of the IRS. I wonder what they're going to be. So what he can do is rename an agency and turn it into something else. So Obama had some kind of agency that he had renamed back when he was president. Trump renamed that to Doge. Just so the people that don't know what's going on. Because I'm really tired. I love them. Don't get it confused. You know, I enjoy my friends. And I don't want you to change your viewpoint. I just want you to be more informed. So when you're telling me these things that you agree with, you at least have the requisite information. That's it. Because maybe I'm wrong. And maybe you come to me and tell me something I did not know. But you've been telling me all of these things that the Democrats have been saying that's wrong. So now how am I supposed to accept this new information? Is that fair? So the Democrats wanted congestion pricing. It was part of the deal that they made with the MTA to prevent the MTA from raising fares. Boom. Kathy Hochul now wants to go around the president. So, just so we could be clear, the Democrats are consistently talking about going against the Constitution. Many of their talking points is basically that if there is a court ruling that they don't agree with, that they are not going to abide by it. While at the same time saying no one is above the law. No one is above the law. If you ever saw Judge Dredd, the first one. So, explain to me how that works. Why you're mad at me, stalking me, angry at me, saying I'm wrong, saying just because I'm black I have to be a Democrat, like God isn't first. Rob Campbell says, what up, Rob? How you doing this morning? I hope everybody's blessing your family. Rob Campbell says, did you know the congestion pricing, mainly the money goes upstate, a small percentage goes to, I don't care. I don't care where the money go. But thanks for letting us know. That absolutely makes it worse. Because we agree. So... that absolutely makes it worse. Thank you, Rob Campbell, pulling up and dumping on the Democrats' plan. Because that plan deserves to be dumped on. We're going to go to commercial break and be right back. All of the backs.
everybody knows about Harvard, Yale, Stanford. Today I'm going to give you 6 colleges that I believe are underrated. So the first university I want to talk about is University of Vermont. It is often overlooked because of its location. Who wants to go to Vermont? But the amount of opportunities that it has in internships and research is definitely one of the reasons why it should be looked into instead of overlooked. So the university number 2, New College of Florida. This one provides an individualized plan for those of you who are interested in humanities, and it's another university you should take a look into. So if we take a look at the university number 3, it is not really known outside of Southern United States, unfortunately. However, it has a lot of opportunity with the Odyssey program, and it gives you research trips, opportunities to make a real impact.
Alright, so we back. Let me get back in my own seat, told the things. So I just want to be clear about this. That makes it worse. Shout out to Rob Campbell. So Rob Campbell came in here before the commercial break and he said, yo, look, all of that money that they's getting out of here is from this congestion precinct. You want to know what they're doing with it? They're sending it upstate. They're taxing the New York City residents and the workers of Lower Manhattan. And then they're taking that money and they're sending that money upstate. They're not even spending that money on the citizens of New York cities. So that's basically what Rob Campbell was saying, and that kind of makes it worse, and that's also something that I did not know. Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at this, but I'm just being honest with you. Every time I find out something new that the Democrats are doing, it's like I'm no surprise. There's zero surprise. Shout out to Show Enough. Salute. Hope you and yours is doing well. There's zero surprise. Like, I cannot be surprised when you tell me that the Democrats are doing something schmarmy. I can't be surprised. Sheesh. So, politically, what Donald Trump is doing is he's saving tens of thousands, quite possibly hundreds of thousands of jobs. Quite possibly. But I do have another question for y'all. Did you think that congestion pricing would have stopped in Lower Manhattan? You think after the residents of New York City became fine with this, you think it would have stopped there? You don't think they would have put a congestion pricing somewhere in almost every borough? Probably not the Bronx, because that would have been hard as shit. But guess what? The Bronx is Yankee Stadium. They don't even got to do congestion pricing all year. They just got to do it during the summer months. So I think that we have to be mindful. Yes, that was a test. Absolutely, Rob Campbell. Thank you, man. I love it when we got the... I love it. I know we always have really intelligent people in here, but I love it when y'all drop in the comments down there. It's always very beneficial to the show. Shout out to Rob Campbell. Shout out to everybody that's dropped the comments today so far. With that being said, and y'all can't even hear me because I forgot I dropped my mic on the floor. So I have this real bad habit of forgetting about my mic. We're gonna go to a commercial break. I'll be right back. Sheeshes.
Somebody is mad at you right now because you chose peace over drama and distance over disrespect.
Sheesh, this whole entire time, I'm like, something is wrong. So when I'm not actually at my desk doing the show, I remove my mic, but my mic fell to pieces. It's a long story. I just be absent-minded. Don't be mad at me when I forget something that involves you. I forget things that involve me also. Anyway, Rob Campbell says, remember when they brought up congestion pricing? Mayor Adams said that he wanted everybody to stay in their borough. I don't know if he said that, but I promise that sounds like something he said. I could see him saying that. I don't know if he said that. You know what's funnier than the New Yorker that was born and raised here? A New Yorker that came from another country or from anywhere else came to New York and became a real New Yorker. Them niggas is the funniest. Oh, man. Oh, man. They're the funniest, I promise you. I promise you, I promise you. I promise you they're the funniest. I promise you. I have many, many, many friends that were not native of America growing up. Like many of my friends. That's why I keep trying to tell you. I think the people who are going to be hurt worse from this whole immigration situation is the people who are illegals and were here and were illegal, but were really just doing their job and living and growing a whole family and just doing what they were supposed to be doing. Because there were a lot of people who are illegal and they were here, but they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. They wasn't committing crimes. They wasn't, you know, their kids is grade A doing what they're supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? There was a lot. So I think that's what I keep trying to explain. That's why when anybody ever says that I'm against immigration, you are 100% wrong. I'm not even against people breaking into the country for a better life. I'm not even against that. What I am against is people coming into the country and doing anything else other than helping to make it great again. And somebody's going to say, well, when was it ever great for black people? You don't even know our real history. So when you go find out our real history, come holler back at me. Because if I tell you our real history, you're going to call me crazy, so I ain't going to waste my time. Go read the Bible. That's the closest many of y'all is going to get to a history lesson. One second. And you better believe that those people, Democrat and Republicans, they know our history. They know what America used to be. I'll just say this much. I ain't gonna go into all of whatever. But we don't know our real history. And all you have to do in order to understand that we don't know our real history is question, why do they teach us in the majority of the schools around America, why is civics not a mandatory class? Why do they teach social studies? Pay attention. One of the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous situations to be in is to be an intelligent person who also is smart. Because those are really two different things. That's a very dangerous position to be in. You're going to have tons of people who are just not going to like you. And one of the main reasons why they're not going to like you is because they don't know what you know and what you're ready to disclose. They're just not going to like you. I broke this cup handle a long time ago. I might get a new one. I don't know. I don't know. But the cup handle always gave me problems, so it was like it always gave me problems. Like, it felt odd. And it feels better this way. To be honest with you, I prefer it like this. If I didn't, then I would just be drinking the coffee like this and hiding the fact that the handle's gone. I don't do that, though. All right, let's get back to what we're talking about. So Trump is now getting in the way of congestion pricing. The political aspect of this is that he's saving people jobs. But there is even a personal aspect to this. Do you understand that Trump has many businesses in Manhattan? Pardon me? Why are the Democrats always trying to think of new ways to tax the populace? What's something that I consistently tell y'all about the Democrats? I said the Democrats want us broke. The Democrats don't want us to have money. The Republicans need us to have money. I've been saying that for years, haven't I? I've been saying that since 2000 and when this channel started, 2016. I've been telling you that. The Democrats need us to be broke in order to get elected. They need us to be mad. They lose. What's the number one thing they told everybody to get? Angry and mad. Now, the people who are outside committing crimes, I hope they get arrested. The people who are just protesting because they're angry, shout out to you guys. Let your voices be heard. But the people who are outside committing crimes, doing all that bullshit, now just arrest these guys. Also, you know who else y'all should arrest? You know those climate guys that like standing in the middle of the street? Nah, y'all need to start giving them real time. All them climate guys. That should be a worldwide thing also, might I add. Yeah, them climate guys, lock them up immediately. That chick, that little girl, that I think she's 18 now, she could go to prison. We have to start putting the real mentally ill people away so they can stop grouping together and attacking normal people. I'm going to say that again. We have to start putting the real mentally ill people away so they can stop grouping together and attacking normal people. Recently, I had a dude pull up on my Instagram page. For no reason at all, start throwing threats. I'm a social media personality. Once you throw threats to me on the internet, I'm tagging it NYPD. You can deal with them. If your threat was fake, then you don't got nothing to worry about. If you try to follow the threat through, shout out to you. If the threat was bullshit, you don't got nothing to worry about. You was just joking, right? Words. I'm a social media personality. How did Jay say it? If I shoot you, If you shoot me, you famous. If I shoot you, I'm brainless. What a nigga to do? You know what a nigga to do? Got to start locking those crazies up. These is mental illnesses that these people have. I am upset at something that you said, so I'm going to create a situation in order to get into a fight with you where I could try to hurt you or take your life. This is mental illness. And so what happens? These people group together in big groups. And then they just pick a person. And now they're attacking that person for how many years? While this person's just trying to live their life. Not doing nothing to nobody. How many years? Just years and years and years. It just never stop. And then if something happened to them, all of a sudden, it's that person's fault. As soon as consequences come to them. You understand? This is mental illness. They do all of the weirdo shit, but as soon as consequences come to them, no, it was the other person. They did something. When in reality, all you was doing was being alive. That's all you did. You was born that you had no control over. That's it. You were just alive. Mental illnesses. These people got mental illnesses, fam. I'm going to remind y'all something real quick, and then we're going to get back to the congestion conversation. When Jesus pulled those demons out of that man, and he put it into those pigs, what did they do? How were they yelling and screaming? How were they carrying on? Now I want you to look at the Democrats. And I want you to look at these weirdos that be on the internet that just be trying to start arguments. It's the same energy. So we got 14 people voted so far. The question is, are the Democrats out of touch with the American people? 64% of the votes so far says yes. 14% of the votes say no. And 21% say we just want to see the results. We just got to do better, fam. I get it. You were taught to hate Republicans. I get it. I mean, that don't even make sense. You were taught to hate the white man. I get that. I mean, whatever. But at what point are we going to say God don't teach hate? God says to even treat your enemy with a certain level of kindness. So where's this energy coming from? Because you can't tell a person that they operating under Satan. They're not going to listen. But they will keep doing whatever the evil thing is that they're doing. Shout out to, we have a adults Bible school that I go to on Sunday. Even if You know, I'm not capable of staying the whole entire day. I always go to the Sunday school. I just love talking about the Bible and talking about God. So it is what it is, whatever. In any regard. So that's why the Sunday school I might gravitate to it more than other aspects of it. Because at the Sunday school, we get to interact with the person and talk to the person with the Bible. And I get to listen to other people interact with the teacher, you know, and, you know, I like to hear other people's inquiries. Also, not just my own. In any regard. So, shout out to our Bible study, our Sunday school, adult Sunday school program. So, I say all that to say this. We've been learning a lot about Corinthians. And we have a saying that's just a saying. And it's not all money is good money. And Paul actually explains this in Corinthians. And that's Corinthians 11. And what he basically is explaining is that thing that they're worshiping is nothing. They're not worshiping a real thing. They think it's something. But I know it's nothing. And these people that's coming behind me, that follow me, that see the things that I'm doing and then copy the things that I'm doing because they believe the things that I'm doing to be the right things to be doing, if they see me doing this, then they'll also believe that that's okay. So I can't do it. Not that there's anything wrong with this meat that they're sacrificing, because they're not sacrificing it to some God. They're sacrificing it to nothing, something that does not exist, a figment of their imagination. There's so many lessons in there. But the one that we're going to take from it at this moment is this. We know what they're doing is nothing. We know what the Democrats is doing is nothing. The people with their eyes open. We know it's nothing. So when we see people doing a thing that we know is nothing, how are we now supposed to accept you as part of what we're trying to do? When I see somebody say, okay, I voted for this person. You made a mistake. That's fine. But now they lost. The world's actually getting better. And all you could do is want to go eat the meat that has been sacrificed to the no God. You don't want to eat the meat that has been sacrificed to the one and true only God. You want to go eat the fake meat, the GMOs. That's what you want to go eat. The byproducts. You know what byproducts are? That's the shit that's left over. They made a thing. There was some stuff that's left over. And they said, fuck it, we'll sell this too. That's what you want. The byproducts. So we got to be mindful of our Democratic friends and loved ones. But that don't mean that we don't stop preaching the gospel to them. So you can't tell them to stop being Democrat, but we can't talk about policy. If you were seeing the beginning of the video, you understand how I just brought all of that back right around. So don't go up to them talking about how bad the Democrats have been to the people. Because now it becomes who could say the worst thing about the other person thing. Let's just talk about the things that our society needs and the progress that we can take in order to get there. Let's have those discussions. Our food needs to get healthier. What? Let's back up. We need to get healthier. How are we one of the most fattest nations, if not the fattest nation on the planet, but we also have the most fitness centers on the planet? We need to get healthier. So that means that our food needs to be fixed. But that also means that we need to be happier. Happiness is also a conduit, it's also associated with health. People who are happier tend to be healthier. You see why it's so dangerous when you got these people out here that got mental illnesses and they're just trying to make other people miserable? You see why we need to just start locking these people up? Probably not a prison, but a mental health facility somewhere. Let them go live. Just make a camp. And I promise you, you don't have to put gates or nothing. Just move them all to one area. They'll stay there by themselves. They don't go nowhere. And let them all have their mental illness out there. Because they don't want positive stuff happening. They want all bullshit in the community. So make an Amsterdam for them. A Hamsterdam. Wink, wink. Just don't allow them to kill each other or hard drugs. You know, we're policing them. Don't get it confused. But they want to run around and argue with each other over nothing and fight with it. And then when they get in trouble, right? Because they're going to get in trouble. You don't have to put them in jail. You put an ankle monitor on them and they can't leave outside of that area. Now you don't have to put them in jail. As long as they don't kill nobody or do something where you have to remove them, because they're all the same. They want to get on the internet, argue with people over nothing, and then go fight them. They want to harass people walking up and down the street for no reason. They want to keep people in their community upset and angry. Not a problem. Put them all in the same community somewhere. You don't even got to put a fence up. These niggas don't go nowhere. Idea. Oh, they already did that. It's called the projects. Be right back after this commercial break.
Everybody knows about Harvard, Yale, Stanford. Today I'm going to give you 6 colleges that I believe are underrated. So the first university I want to talk about is University of Vermont. It is often overlooked because of its location. Who wants to go to Vermont? But the amount of opportunities that it has in internships and research is definitely one of the reasons why it should be looked into instead of overlooked. So the university number 2, New College of Florida. This one provides an individualized plan for those of you who are interested in humanities, and it's another university you should take a look into. So if we take a look at the university number 3, it is not really known outside of Southern United States, unfortunately. However, it has a lot of opportunity with the Odyssey program, and it gives you research trips, opportunities to make a real impact.
I really need to get a clip put together of commercials that run for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's what I need to start doing. We're going to get on that, though. We're going to get on that when we get on that. Anyway, in any regard, we're going to actually have kind of a short show today because I have a thing that I'm supposed to be doing early today. And I got a thing I'm supposed to be doing early today. Early. I think the kids is off school this week or some shit. So, yeah, stuff like that. Any questions before we get up out of here? Any questions? It needs to know. I want to know if there's any questions you guys might have. Also, there was no show last night. There should be a show tonight. I was just not feeling well the last couple of days. Well, I wasn't feeling well the other day. And so what ended up happening was, I think the day after that, I drank too much coffee. I got the new coffee thing going on over here. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know I loves me some coffees. I think I drank too much coffee, so I just wasn't feeling well. You understand what I'm saying? You can drink too much coffee. I just wasn't feeling well. So, yeah, there was no show last night. But tonight, we should be not drinking as much coffee as we drank yesterday. We should be just fine. I just was not feeling well. I ain't gonna cap. Any questions? Anything you guys want to ask? I might go live in the middle of the day. Whenever I'm not at the center, we might go live in the middle of the day. And I have to edit our Marvel Rival stuff. I'm gonna put some clips together. I'm gonna start doing a lot of that type of stuff. I gotta wait once again because we gotta get that Adobe's back. Once we get the Adobe's back, then we gonna be doing all of the things. Cause I like sitting here and doing that type of stuff. The stuff is fun. With that being said, ASAP Rocky beat the case yesterday. Salute to ASAP Rocky. Nobody believed the guy. If he beat the case, that means that the people on the stand didn't believe the dude. That's basically what that means. The dude was not likable, or they didn't believe him. It could be a little bit of both. Do y'all remember when Taxstone was on trial, and I told y'all, you know, after Taxstone didn't get caught for the murder 1, it was murder 2. I told y'all that it probably would have been murder 1. But shout out to Troy Ave. I fucks with you, Troy. But Troy Ave was kind of on the stand. He was like a little obnoxious. Like, I get it. I think he was fine, to be honest with you. I think he was nothing wrong with what he was doing. But, you know, we're also speaking to people who's on the jury that's older. They don't get some of the nuances of our conversation or our body mannerisms. So I think that he kind of turned them off a little. And I think that's the reason why Taxstone didn't get caught for murder 1. That might be the same situation in this particular case. Y'all guys got to understand, man, when y'all get on the stand and you're just... And I get it. You're trying to go up there. You don't want to be fake. I get it. I mean, I get it. I don't know what to tell you. You don't want to be fake, and you're most likely talking to the dude that's trying to put you away or trying to not get the guy put away that you won't put away. So there's emotions involved there. Nah, I get it. I 100% get it. You know what I'm saying? We all get caught up in our emotions from time to time. You know? It is what it is. We human. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the situation, because he had it wasn't a judge trial, it was a jury trial, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the situation. Dudes were just like, nah, we don't believe him, or they were like, I would have shot him myself. Imagine you beat a case because the dude that took the stand that said that you pulled the gun on him, and almost all of the jurors are sitting there like, man, I would have shot that nigga myself. Imagine if you beat the case for that. And they talk to the jurors after, and the jurors be like, nah, we think he did it. We think he did it. He's guilty of sin. But that dude. He was doing us all a favor. Oh man. Well, yeah, he probably he's with a billionaire. Rihanna's worth $1 billion. Did you really think that ASAP Rocky was gonna go to jail? Let's just be honest. You really think he was gonna go to jail? Let's just be honest. He's worth $1 billion. Was there a woman in the jury? Is there one woman in the jury? Well, there you go. Riri, they queen, nigga. Riri, Beyonce, or Taylor Swift Matter damn, my hand, I need some lotion. But Taylor Swift, it might not matter now because the people are really mad at her. But you know, you get Taylor Swift 6 months ago. 6 months ago, Taylor Swift. Last year, Taylor Swift. Before people was just really done with her and that damn Travis Kelce. Last year, Taylor Swift. Different situation. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I would have shot him myself. Not guilty. If they would have said that, they were like, the judge would have been like, you know, the judge gets the thing, he looks at it, and it says jury foreman. Jury foreman stands up, and he says, "Is this the verdict that you give me? Is you know the verdict or whatever?" They go through a little thing. He asks them. It's a question, and they all ask basically the same question. I just can't remember the wording. In any regard, the juror then says, you know, he says, "Yes, judge." All right, "Yes, Your Honor." Right. Then the judge say, "Would you mind reading it back?" And he's, "Yes, Your Honor." Right. And then he says, "We, the jury, yada yada yada, not guilty." Right. And then what's going to happen at this point, I'm telling you what's going to happen. I wasn't even there, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What happened? The prosecuting attorney then asks the judge to audit them, which means that the judge asks them individually what was their vote. So they all get up individually and say what their vote was. And it would just be funny as shit if one of them just would have got up and said, "I would have shot him myself! Not guilty, y'all!" That would have been too funny. I would have lost it. I would have completely lost it. That would have been it. I would have never been allowed in another courtroom ever in the history of courtrooms. They would have had my picture up there like freaking Trump's picture is outside the damn Oval Office. My picture would have been there. Like, this guy is not allowed. Oh, man. These guys is the worst. Oh man, you guys is the worst. In any regard, I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody have a blessed day. Hope everybody just go out there in the world, do something worth doing, and then stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you came in the name of God. Go out there and chase your blessings. Like, comment, subscribes, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one.
Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Yeah.